I've spent about a year and 3 months or so in Bangkok, the city. We got to spend, we had a long vacation down in Phuket. I don't count that, but it was like 20 days. So I kind of have an idea of that area. I've got a chance to go down to Udon Thani. Tried to make it into Laos. That didn't work out for a long story. The last video we just dropped, if you haven't seen it yet, the Chiang Mai video. And then we got to go on the Koh Chang side of Thailand. So I've got a pretty, I think I'm pretty well versed, at least in, to say I've been to a few of the places in Thailand. I've been around more than just Bangkok. So these are some of the things that I've noticed, right? So first thing off, travel in the country, is it expensive? Once you touch down here, it's fairly easy to get around. Anywhere from $60 on average is what you're gonna pay to hop around, depending on where your origin is. It's always better to originate out of Bangkok because generally all the flights start here and go out. But if you live in the other cities, expect to have to stop in Bangkok. Some have direct flights to Phuket and those major places, but sometimes that gets a little sketch, and it's just a lot easier if you are in the city. There are two airports, DMK and BKK, if you're looking up airport quotes. Some of the airlines, so for instance, Thai Smile or Thai International is probably the preferred. Vietjet, AirAsia, Tiger Airways, Lion Airways are some of the budget airliners. We have actually flown all of those. If you're a tall guy, Vietjet's not the best for you. Sorry to knock you, but it's the truth. Thai Smile and Thai International actually have been pretty solid carriers. Street food in general, very plentiful. You will pretty much be able to eat on any corner all up and down the streets of Bangkok, especially in the morning, honestly lunchtime and in the evening. There's tons of marketplaces. The Sukhumvit area is filled with places you can go. Nana's got some places. It's just all over. You would be hard pressed to not be able to find street food or any type of bites out here. We are home to some of the best Michelin star restaurants in the world. Sickness. Since we're talking about food, we probably should talk about sickness. I have been sick here a lot. I'm not gonna lie. And when I say sick, I'm saying like some type of food borne illness. It was pretty bad. Like I had to go to the hospital. They have to run their samples and stuff like that. And then you have to take certain medications that they give you to help with that process. It was pretty bad. I lost like 17 pounds. And this was within this 1 year living in Thailand. So be careful with food in the streets. My advice would be, if you don't see them cooking it, you don't know. And that's the best way I can put it. If you can see it cooked in front of you, great. Most of these guys have woks with fire underneath them. If it's boiling, you're definitely safe. If it's cooked in front of you, you got a good chance. Seafood, that's how it got me. I actually ate some oysters down in Chinatown, and they basically took your man out. So I had 8. So it was partially my fault, but that's another thing. We don't know if the food's on ice long enough, right? So there's a lot to think about. Be careful when you're picking out food on the street. Choose wisely. If it looks like it's been sitting there all day long, if it's lunchtime, I'm telling you, a lot of these guys come in the morning. A lot of that food's delivered in the morning, and if it doesn't sell, guess who's getting it at lunchtime? You. So my best advice is hit it in the morning. Most of the stuff's fresh in the morning. It looks fresh, but if you can't see them cooking in front of you, I wouldn't roll the dice. COVID, if you didn't get a chance to see that video, which was crazy, but I'll put a link up here for the COVID video when we touched down and we got quarantined for a ridiculous situation. It was ridiculous, but it was what it is. We were following policy, and that's what the rules were. So COVID restrictions have 100% eased. It is not like it was when we got here. Before, we were like, oh, we can't even travel. People were wearing masks everywhere. Sometimes you'll still see the mask in the restaurants, but overall, it's gotten better. The next thing, traffic, transportation, getting around. What's the best way to do it? BTS, motorbike, etc. So for about, I'd say 8 months, I strictly rode the BTS. There's nothing wrong with the BTS. It's great. It works. It's not that expensive. Get your rabbit card. If you have a passport, you can ask them for a rabbit card, and it'll allow you to just get on the train and just keep going. Or you can buy the day pass if you're just here for a visit. But anybody watching this video, I'm assuming you're thinking about living in Thailand, so I want to target you guys as well. So BTS is fine. Think about getting a motorbike, because motorbikes, they're pretty effective in getting around transportation out here. Because cars are always in traffic. It gets hot. Sometimes you don't want to walk to the train. Sometimes you don't want to be out there waiting on the train. There's all types of situations, scenarios that I can think of. Or sometimes it's raining, all those issues. But if you get a motorbike, with the exception of the rain, you're going to be getting some airflow all the time. You're going to be moving through the traffic, because motorbikes have the right of way in Thailand. Hate to say it. And they can cut through just about anywhere. There's almost no rules on motorbike. Don't quote me on this, but there's almost no rules on motorbikes. So, yes, but transportation also, I did make a transportation video. If you are interested in getting your motorbike license, I've got a link to a video I made right here. You can check that out. But not too hard. Did it in 2 days. You can do it. Let's see here. So, nightlife. Women in Songkran. I guess I'm a man. I am a happily married man. But yes, there are women, and there is a bustling nightlife out here in Thailand. So if that's what you're looking for, you'll definitely find it. There's a lot of places to go. And the women are beautiful. I will definitely say Thai women are beautiful. Definitely not missing out. If that's your intent and you want to live in Thailand, you won't be disappointed. You will find your selection of whatever you want. And I'll just leave it at that. Also, Songkran, one of the biggest party weeks, I guess you could say weekends, however you want to phrase it, in Thailand. I've got a chance to do 2 of them now. Both of them were fun. I honestly, I think it was probably the funnest weekend I've had in Thailand, especially the last one when we finally got to use water guns and spray people. It was a blast. So we got to go down to Pattaya. It's another spot I have been to. And we got to really do it in it over there, where we had the big concert with all the artists, Chris Brown and all those guys, Cardi B, coming out for the concert. So that was fun. As far as locations for parties, let's speak about that too. So Bangkok, to me, has the best club scene in Thailand. I think Phuket has one of the better, and I only say one, Cafe Del Mar in Phuket, which is kind of like a beach loungy party scene. Day beach type loungy party scene. Very nice. Probably the best I've seen in Thailand. And Pattaya has one of the more... It's got a different type of party scene. And it's like on the extreme side. So if you want a little more extreme, that's like your 10. Bangkok's probably like your 8. And Phuket's definitely like your 6. Communication, most popular thing out here communicating. iMessage back in the States, yeah, whatever. Out here, they use Line. Period. Thai people, Line. Best city. I'd probably settle on Phuket ultimately, because it's the best of both worlds. It's a good medium. And if I want those extremes, I just fly to them. But I would second Bangkok, because everything's here and it's just a good place to be. Language barrier. Is there a language barrier? Hell yeah, there's a language barrier. It depends where you're at. Depends who you're talking to. It depends how rural you get into the city. So if you can just pick up the essentials words to communicate with people, that's going to be a good start for you. But yes, you can get by with the cell phone. I'm gonna be honest, some people get turned off by that and they get frustrated. And I mean, I get it. Like, we're in their country, we're trying to impose our language on them, and they're like, wait, this is my country, I speak this. Something to think about. If you don't like heat, if you don't like humidity, this is not the place for you. It is definitely hot. But I will say, on the bright side, in November, December, January, some of the best weather. Probably the best time to come visit if you are coming out to Thailand. I felt they were very comfortable weather temperatures, easily bearable. Nothing like, oh my God, it's so hot. It was more like in line with the 80s, like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, So if Heat's a problem for you. Hate to break it to you. Thailand's hot. Going down to the islands like Phuket, you might get a little break over there because it is by the ocean, but it's still gonna be hot. So something to think about. If there were anything I didn't think about in this 1 year recap, let me know. Hit a comment in there, I'll reply to it. I think, like I said, I've got a pretty wide range of experience at this point that I probably might be able to help. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, Mr. Black Adventures, hit that subscribe button. And if this was informative for you, I appreciate a like. And until next time, the next video is going to probably be Singapore. So look forward to it, and I'll talk to you guys later.